Hi Rasmanites, just a quick intro before the intro here, as this is old stock footage that's been ready since Christmas of 2011, and I'm a horrible person for not getting it up before now, but it was just a case where so many things were happening, mostly my job at Handi Enterprises Inc, which of course I'll get into details about them in a minute, as that's another reason that I had to slap this intro before the intro. But because it's all stock footage, I just wanted to simply remind everybody that the only reason I didn't redo this for the rest of this series, or redo these, sorry, for the rest of the series, is because I'm of the old school belief that a review is never as good as you did it the first time, when you first watch something and then go and review it. And even though this was my second full-time viewing of the Dollhouse TV series, I still feel like my reviews stand up well, and if I redid them, they wouldn't. So just please keep in mind that the reason you're seeing an old room set up with an old mic and my old camera model is just because I felt like I was bringing you the best option possible for the remainder of this series. Otherwise I would have redone it all for the remainder. And because I didn't choose to redo everything for the remainder, I also need to remind you of the official sponsors of this program and channel: Handi Enterprises Inc, your productivity and communication specialist. All company contact information is down below in the description box. I am currently in the middle of a 200 unique person growth challenge, so if you want to help me earn a $200 bonus by year's end, please go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow and like all of the social media. All company contact information is down below in the description box. And also, if you're interested in becoming a full YouTube partner through my network, Full Screen, if you meet all the criteria, you can do so by clicking my referral link, which is also down below in the description box. Now, on to the remaining television show portion of Dollhouse Season 2. And then when we get to the comic arc, you'll see new content once again, meaning the Yeti microphone. Hey Rasmanites, how's it going? Dollhouse Season 2 continues, as today I review Episode 4, entitled Belonging. Today, on the Razman's Reality. Belonging is the story of Sierra and how she came to be in the dollhouse. Turns out that Sierra is actually an artist named Priya, and she was approached by a man when she was selling jewelry and paintings on the beach to do an art show for him. Well, it turns out that this man's not really her type, but he doesn't know how to take no for an answer. So much so that he uses his position as a doctor. Turns out this guy's a doctor, not just an art lover. He uses his position as a doctor to give Priya drugs, psychotic drugs that change her personality. This causes all the other doctors and the dollhouse and everyone around her to believe that she's a schizophrenic, crazy person that's beyond help, and that's why she came to the dollhouse and became Sierra. Well, This same guy turns out to be a bigwig for Rossum, one of their chief contributors, and continues to have Priya, back for repeating engagements with him because he's never gotten over her. And upon further examination, we figure out that this is the same guy that Priya confronted during the exercise day in season 1, where everyone was given their original brains back and allowed to search for the freedom that they needed. So, what ends up happening is that Echo realizes that there's a pattern with Sierra, that every time Sierra comes back from an engagement with this guy, she paints a black blob, black for sorrow and sadness. So she goes to Topher and tells Topher that Sierra hates the bad man. Well, this of course starts the investigation, and this is when Topher figures out that the drugs are indeed what made her psychotic. And so Adele is told, and Adele calls the guy in the office and tells the guy that their services with him are done and they'll no longer be sending him Sierra. Well, of course, he doesn't take no for an answer, orders Sierra to be permanently imprinted and sent to him, or Adele will be fired. Adele reluctantly has to agree to this and orders Topher to perform the action. Topher, instead of performing the action, imprints Priya with her actual memory and makes her Priya again. And Priya goes out and disguised as Sierra, or whatever the name of the imprint that this guy's been using with her is, and confronts him and ends up killing him. Thankfully, Boyd hears the call, and Topher and Sierra aren't made to face this horrible tragedy alone. Boyd helps them clean up their mess, but Topher is left with the memory of trying to help Priya, but actually turning her into a killer. Of course, Priya has her memory wiped again and becomes Sierra and has no memory of the incident. She's just, once again, a doll. So as you can see and hear, the title of this one, Belonging, is a reference to the fact that Sierra never really belonged in, or Priya, rather, never really belonged in the dollhouse, but now is forced to be Sierra. And we do learn that her love for Victor, Sierra, is real. Priya did create that. It's not a thing that happened. It happens to them when they're dolls. And all the memories that they have with each other are real memories. The other thing that happens in this episode is that Boyd Langton, figures out that Echo can remember things and confronts Echo and tells Echo that she needs to stop doing what she's doing, because if she doesn't, she's going to bring down a storm upon the dollhouse, and some people aren't ready to be woken up. And Echo replies to him, "I don't care. This all needs to stop. They're not safe. They need to wake up." And then at the end of the episode, Echo is given an all access to the entire dollhouse card, we assume from Langton, which is the message that says, "For the storm." So this is a very good episode that once again proves that every episode gets more and more intense, and we are clearly building and building and building towards something huge in season 2, and it just continues to show the brilliance of the writing of Josh Whedon and his people for one of the best shows ever made. And it shows that every actor and actress on the entire show is brilliant, not just Elijah Dushku as Echo. So that is episode 4, Belonging. This is reality according to the Razzman. And Razzman style, it's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.